Welcome to round 8 of the Volkswagen Scirocco League here with NXTGEN Racing. What a very packed out grid we've got for the race for round 8. We've got 14 drivers, a combination of lobby 1 and lobby 2. We're going to run through the race in a short moment, but let's have a look at the grid as it stands. You can see Timmy DJG 94 taking pole position, almost against the odds really, managed to out-qualify NXTGEN Scirocco, the man in the first place in the standings in the championship at the moment. Going into this race, Scirocco was leading the way. He was 34 points clear of his next closest rival, which was Bruce Lee Harding. So Scirocco not taking pole position for a change. Interested to see. Rally Matt was third. This is the lobby 2 Scirocco championship leader. Rally Matt quite far ahead in that field. He's 32 points clear of Danzo, who's a little bit further back in this grid we will get to shortly. Bruce Lee Harding in 4th place, then Pete Gibb in 5th, and then Duds out qualifying. A great effort from Duds. You see him on the grid here. He's in 6th place, the second driver in lobby 2. He's out qualified JPH99 and D10 Piper on the grid, both of those two lobby 1 drivers. Then you've got Snav in 9th place, Danzo 10th, Slow Seamus 11th, 1805 and 12th. Good to have 1805 in the racing today. So Bursus with a brand new livery on, he's in 13th, and Jazzy just rounding off the back of the field. Jazzy just up to 4th, or rather 8th now in the championship standards in lobby 2 after getting past the CRT boys. So good for him. So we'll get things underway. Now let's see who makes the best start. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know who's won, so I'm quite excited. So play has gone on. Let's see how we get on at the start. Lights will be coming on shortly. See the lights revs rising in the Sciroccos. It's a good start, and off they go. Timmy's got a good start, good launch for him. He's going to lead into turn 1. There's NXTGEN Scirocco in 2nd, 3rd is Rally Matt, Bruce Lee 4th, Gibb 5th. Jordan's got up to 6th place. It's a poor start from Duds, who's dropped down to 9th, but it all looks nice and clean so far. Someone's going a little bit wide in the background. I think that was Sir Bursus. Yeah, it was. So, oh, and that's 1805. He's gone off again at the second corner, and 1805 has to traipse himself back onto the circuit. He went off in the McGann race earlier on Thursday night, so he's gone off the same corner at the front. Timmy leads the way. He's got Scirocco putting him under some good pressure at the moment. We'll just follow Scirocco at the moment. The front two already getting a little bit of a gap to Rally Matt, who just has a job really of keeping himself between Bruce Lee and Scirocco. And then there's Gibb just behind, JPH 6th, D10 Piper 7th, then it's Snav in 8th, Duds 9th, Seamus 10th, Danzo 11th, Suburtus, new livery, he's in 12th at the moment, and Jazzy just running around in 13th currently. We'll cut right the way back to the front though, because Scirocco putting the pressure on the back of Timmy at the moment. So Timmy will lead at the end of the first lap. Scirocco right in the slipstream, pulls out of it, looks to the inside at turn 1, and through he goes. Timmy understands that he just needs to crack on with everything as it stands currently. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Hi Jordan, evening to you as we carry on watching. Scirocco leading the way currently. There's Timmy 2nd, Rally Matt 3rd, Bruce Lee 4th, Gibb 5th. He's got Jordan putting the pressure on him now in 6th place. D10 Piper 7th. He's got Snav not too far behind, with Duds following him too. A little bit of dust kicked up as they come towards turns 3 and turn 4. Obviously Budweiser balcony, they're coming round now at the moment. And there's Seamus and Danzo. Bursus, not quite sure. He's got a new livery. It's like a sort of offshoot of Spoon, but not quite. There's Jazzy just in 13th, and 1805 has gone. So Scirocco under pressure now from Timmy DJG currently. You see Timmy taking that sort of outside line as they come round the sweeper and then into turn 9. So has to be very patient on the throttle, does Timmy, and he's in the slipstream. He's not as close as Scirocco was earlier, but the slipstream really coming into good effect at Willow. He comes to the inside at turn 1. Is he going to go for the inside here? Cram leaves the door open just about, but couldn't quite get the momentum, could Timmy. So he's locked in behind. Rally Matt still in third and just shadowing the two in front. Gibbs having a good run in fourth. Bruce Lee has dropped to fifth. We haven't seen it, but there is a position swap. Then it's Jordan in sixth. D10 Piper's dropped off the back a little bit of the gap, but meanwhile Duds is putting the pressure on Snav. Did qualify sixth, did Duds. Certainly got some speed. That tries to go to the inside, has to go round the outside as he comes into Budweiser balcony. Snav all over the gravel, not going to help him, and Duds is going to try and go right the way round the outside. This looked like a really lovely move. They lean on one another as they come into turn 5. Duds goes wide into the corner, no room for Snav, and Duds goes through. He's up to 8th. Danzo and Bertus a little bit further apart at the moment. We've lost another driver. Quite certain who we've lost. It's Seamus who we've lost, unfortunately. So we go back to the front as Hirakram still leads from Timmy as he goes towards lap number 4. Bit of dust kicked up from Gibb as he goes round turn 9. He's got the two family members of Bruce Lee and JPH right behind him. Come into turn number 1 again for the 4th time of asking. Timmy looking to try and go around the outside. Let the rabbits here, not going to work out. Gets his car hooked onto the inside if he can. He might get a nice run out. He does have the momentum, but he's not going to be anywhere near close enough. He's going to put Hirakram under a bit of pressure though, which is something you don't see often for Hirakram. He doesn't get as much pressure as this intensified. And just see how he handles that. Timmy just takes a tighter line. Just exploring his options is Timmy at the moment. He kick up the dust in this floor camera. All the gravel's splattering off the front splitters. And then there's Rally Matt in 3rd place currently. Don't forget, Rally Matt, Lobby 2 driver. With the effort and the performances he's been putting in, you could argue he should realistically be in Lobby 1. He's been driving that well this season. Ooh, as I say that, wow! I thought Rally Matt, I thought a commentator's cursed him. I thought he's going off the circuit. You see Gibbs now closing in. So all the drivers putting in a good concerted effort to try and catch up. Here comes Timmy now, up the inside. Later on the brakes, he's got the move done into turn 1. He shuts the door on Hirakram. Hirakram's not going to be able to go around the outside of Rabbit's here. Scirocco just not capable of doing that. It's trying to look for it. It's going to look for a switchback. He uses the gravel just to try and hook the car up, and he gives Timmy a nudge. Does Hirakram has to back out of it. Gibb with an opportunity. What's happened to Rally Matt? He's lost ground. Rally Matt down to 4th. Made a mistake somewhere. And the top 6 very close together on circuit. You don't normally see this unless it's the top 4 reverse grid in the grid race. And this time these 6 are very close together. 5 Lobby 1 drivers, 1 Lobby 2 in the midst of all that. D10 Piper not too far away, but realistically he's in the 14s now, but he does need for the front 6 to start fighting. Duds is in 8th. He's got past Snav, we saw it before, and he's just a little bit clear at the current moment in time. Danzo in 10th, Bertus 11th, Jazzy just finding the gravel trap at Budweiser balcony. Probably wants a beer after this. But anyway, let's go right back to the front if we can. We have a quick slide through. Hirakram having to fight for this as Gibb just goes a little bit wide at turn 1. Rally Matt there in 4th, Bruce Lee 5th. Jordan's made a mistake by the look of it. He's dropped right off the back of the pack. I thought I saw someone go wide at turn 9 on the track map indicator, and it must have been JPH. Line astern these 5. A little bit of a gap between Gibb and Hirakram, but the way that those two are fighting in front of them, if Gibb and Matt and Bruce can work together, they'll just catch up to these two again. Timmy looking for a race win. Been a long time since he had one. Certainly wants another victory. See Gibb just taking a more secure line through turn 5. You can see Hirakram putting the pressure on. Riley Matt trying to go around the outside at the sweeper. Same with Hirakram, who's a little bit further alongside Timmy. Has to take that wider line, get a good run out of turn 9, but he's managed to do a lot better than it looked like he was going to at first. Gibbs got Matt on the back of him too. We'll watch from Gibbs' perspective, how it goes on in front of them. Heracram up the inside. Through he goes. Timmy looking for a switchback, but he's not going to go around the outside of the rabbit's ear. It's just not going to happen. And they're just coming up to the back of Jazzy Just, who is going to be lapped after 7 laps. He found the race difficult in the McGanns earlier on as well. Not the best circuit for Jazzy, but he's running around, he's scoring points. That's exactly what you need to get himself up the championship standings. He'll go past 18.05 as well. Ooh, that was an awkward place to let a couple of cars through. Did his best to get out of the way though. Just have a quick scan through. Snav still keeping the pressure on. Duds, bear in mind this is the battle for 2nd place in Lobby 2 at the moment. Just as intense as it is for the battle in 1st place between Heracram and Timmy. You just cut forward to that fight, in fact, because Timmy, again, right on the back, that green metallic car, giving Heracram a run for his money. He's looking to the inside again, is Timmy. He's on the brakes later, and switcheroo they go once again through turn 1. And they're working quite well together, it has to be said, even though they're swapping positions. They're not fighting too hard, they're just getting the position to get the slipstream out of turn 9, straight past one another, and it's just allowing them to escape from P. Gibb, who himself is, it's like he's got away from Bruce Lee a little bit in the past few moments. See Gibb pushing the car to the limit. He's gone too wide at Budweiser balcony. It's not going to help him. See what the drivers are doing at the moment. JPH just following this around as well. So really the big fights on circuit, Duds and Snav for that 2nd place in Lobby 2. Not too far away from D10 Piper. Danzo and Burtis quite close on circuit as well. I suspect Jazzy will just let Danzo straight through. He is pretty close to the back of him. I think Heracram's made a mistake as well. Oh no, he hasn't. Far from it. He's all over the back of Timmy. He's going to look to the outside at turn 1. Brakes a little bit earlier. Looks for the switchback. I saw a bit of a gap, but I didn't realise just how close those two were on circuit. Almost looks like 1 on the track map indicator. Nevertheless, they're still 1st and 2nd. And if you look at the lap times, they're roughly similar to Gibb. But they can't be fighting it. Although I say this, Heracram's going to go round the outside of turn 3. Wonderful setup for turn 4. On the brakes. Nicely done. Lovely move from Heracram. Showing his racecraft. Lovely overtake. Through he goes. Will have wasted a little bit of time to Gibb as Timmy runs deep at turn 5. Well, lovely overtake from Heracram right round the outside at turn 3, and then set it up on the inside for Budweiser balcony. Nicely done. Timmy again looking to go around the outside, trying to get a nice run out of the final corner at turn 9. He's hooked that up well and hit the curb really nicely. It's going to give him a lovely run on the back of Heracram. He goes immediately to the outside. Then he looks to switch back. Clever racecraft from Timmy. Is he close enough for a move at the inside? No, not this time around. Heracram giving them, the pair of them, just a little bit of room. Gibb was half a second quicker than Timmy on that last lap, but not making the inroads he needs to at this point in time. Bruce Lee's past Rally Matt in the midst of all this. Jordan's fallen away, unfortunately for him. But at the moment, 1-2 for Heracram and Timmy. He just seemed to be breaking the resolve that Gibb has as he chucks the car over the gravel at Budweiser balcony once again. Oh, he pushes it right to the limit, does P. Gibb. Comes through turn 6 over the crest, nice and tight over that corner. Wing's leg is a little left kink there, if you can even call it a kink at this point. Let's have a look to see where Timmy is as he comes out of turn 9 once again. Ooh, someone's gone flying off coming out of turn 5 on the track map. I suspect that's Jazzy Just. But nevertheless, Timmy's going to do it again. He's going to switch back on Hirokram. He's up the inside. They're side by side this time. But he's going to be on the outside, unfortunately, for Timmy in that aspect. And he has to slot himself back behind championship leader. He's trying to go around the outside at turn 2, but he's just not quite alongside enough. You see Timmy hassling and harrying the Tesco sponsored Hirokram. Ooh, Hirokram didn't get the corner the way he wanted and actually compromised Timmy there. The pressure is truly on the championship leader and the race leader at this current moment in time. He's not had a fight like this season. We know Timmy's quick. He's just been edging himself up to Hirokram's level in these last few weeks, and you could see Timmy's extra practice paying off. Hirokram defensive into turn 9. Gets a nice swing out of the corner. There's Timmy. Hirokram will probably be wise to it this time. Yeah, you could see Timmy was looking to just try and switch back again, but he couldn't get it this time. Hirokram not going out. Ooh, Timmy, very careful. Bruce Lee Harden, Rally Matt still fighting over 5th. Jordan back in 6th. D10 Pipe, we haven't seen much of him. He's in 7th. Snav's got past Duds. Oh, as I say that, Duds has gone off the circuit. Brings a bit of gravel back onto the track. Danzo and Bertus are close together. Long-term rivals, these two. Having a really good fight. And it was Jazzy Just who went off earlier on. Cut right way back to the fight again at the front. Because Gibb isn't too far away now. 14.4 on that last lap compared to a 15.2, 8 tenths. These two engaged in a battle all by themselves, but if they keep this up, they will catch, or rather be caught by P. Gibb. See Bruce Lee Harden and Rally Matt very close on circuit. Timmy, how close does he want to risk a race victory? He's got to go for it, but he's got to be careful as Pete Gibb sets himself a personal best. 14 flat. Looks like he wants to make this a freeway fight. See the Scirocco right on the limit, of course. Front wheel drive around Willow Springs, not the easiest of circuits. Timmy's gone off the gravel, he's got away with it again. You see how hard he's trying. But he's just got to make sure he's on the back of Hirokram every single opportunity he gets, and that's why you can see the little mistakes. Both of the front two run over the gravel this time. Oh, Timmy couldn't quite get the car turned in. He's got a little bit wide. Gibbs there or thereabouts, but he's not quite close enough to capitalise. And Hirokram's just got the biggest advantage he's had in the last 6 laps. Rally Matt all over the back of Bruce Lee as well. He's just staying right behind him. Maybe thinking tactically, can he try and get up to the back of the front 3? Matt running it very wide. Snav seems to have gapped Duds, as has Danzo's gapped Bertus respectively. Timmy's right on the ragged edge. How many times have we seen him dip a rear left or a rear right wheel onto that gravel? He's doing everything he can. There's only a couple of minutes left in the session. He's only got a few laps to try and get past as he sets a purple first sector. Gibb must be watching this thinking, what can he do? He's got to hope for a mistake at this point because the front two have been so quick. Bruce Lee and Rally Matt fighting out amongst themselves. Rally Matt's consistency just made him fall off the back of the group in the end, and he's got a lovely run on Bruce Lee. Jazzy Just pull over to the right hand side of the circuit. Rally Matt electing not to go for the gap up the inside. Interesting from the Lobby 2 championship leader. He's going to be extending his points advantage again. It's time to Snav, who's in second place in the Lobby 2 race. Jordan just having a nice Thursday evening drive now at this point. They go on to lap 15. Timmy dancing with destiny with those those white lines. Any further than that, he might just sail off the circuit. He's really pushing that Scirocco every which way he can. Only a couple of minutes to go. He's doing everything he can. I've forgot to say, Heracram's put up a wonderful defensive drive, really soaking up the pressure, absorbing all of Timmy's repeated attacks. We've seen the different levels of racecraft. I think Timmy didn't quite change gear in time. He's a tenth and a half faster on his personal best, which is set on lap 10. See how much he closes up with the slipstream. Takes a wider line into turn 9. And he can't get the car tucked in. Runs wider than Heracram at the apex. We're on board with him now as they go on to lap 16. Is he going to go to the right hand side? Yes, he does. Heracram pulls out the way, but it's late enough to defend from Timmy. Like I said earlier, Heracram wise to those manoeuvres now. Drivers should have... it's going to be very close if they'll have another lap after this. Oh, Timmy's onto the gravel, but he keeps his foot in it. Oh, he looks for a late move on the inside, but he can't quite get there. All of our attention has been focused on these two. Unfortunately, not much screen time for anyone else. I know Rally Matt and Bruce Lee have swapped positions again. They're having a wonderful fight themselves, but we're just concentrating so much on these two. Bruce Lee's just got back past Rally Matt, but Rally Matt up the inside at turn 5. Takes the position back. Racing room given between the two. I could see Timmy in the distance as Bruce Lee just backs off. Just a little bit of contact between himself and Matt. They're fighting for 4th now. That is their fight altogether. Gibbs just sat here watching. What can he do as they come towards the line? Is this going to be the final lap? It's very close. It is. It's Heracram who takes the victory then. Wonderful performance. Great battle between him and Timmy. Wonderful to watch. Gibb is 3rd. Rally Matt in 4th, extends his championship lead in Lobby 2. He wins that fight. Bruce Lee 5th, JPH in 6th place. D10 Piper, solid in his travels, he's 7th at the end. Snav 8th place, good results. Duds in 9th, Danzo 10th. Bertus in his sports livery, is what we shall describe it as. He's 11th, but what a wonderful fight. Jazzy Just as well, classified in 12th, but what a wonderful fight between Timmy and Heracram. That was spectacular to watch. It was the final lap. There was nothing in it as they crossed the line, but Heracram, by a nose, extends his championship lead, and he's going to be very happy with himself as they head towards round 9 next week. Still waiting for Bertus, who's taken an alternative line through the final corner. Just caught the end of that. Here he comes in 11th. Second to last in his lobby and in the race, but nevertheless he crossed the line, earns himself some good points for that. But that was it, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful, wonderful race in the end to watch. Really spectacular. A lot of fighting, of course, between Timmy and Heracram in the end, but it was Heracram who got the better this time. Do tune in next week for round 9. It's a top 4 reverse grid race. It's going to be fantastic to watch. But wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one. See you soon.